The crystal chandelier at Le Bernardin cast a warm glow over our family's monthly dinner ritual. My sister Diana sat across from me, casually swirling her champagne while detailing her latest promotion at Goldman Sachs. Mother beamed with pride, and father nodded approvingly at every mention of Diana's ascending career path. The perfect daughter's perfect life, perfectly narrated. Junior VP of Investment Banking, Diana announced, her Cartier bracelet catching the light. Youngest in the division's history. She paused, fixing me with that familiar mix of pity and condescension. Still playing entrepreneur, Sarah? Or have you finally considered that job offer I sent you? Goldman always needs analysts. I took a slow sip of water, letting the moment hang. The job offer she'd forwarded was for an entry-level position, a deliberate slight considering my MBA from Stanford and decade of experience. But Diana had always excelled at these subtle digs, especially during our mandatory family dinners. Actually, I started, but mother cut in with practiced diplomacy. Diana's just concerned, darling. Everyone is. Starting your own company in this economy. She trailed off, exchanging meaningful glances with father. The guest house is still available if you need to regroup. The guest house. Their solution to every perceived failure in my life. When I'd turned down a prestigious consulting job to start my tech company. When I'd sold my apartment to fund the initial development. When I'd missed last year's Hamptons vacation because of a major product launch. My company's doing fine, I said quietly, cutting into my perfectly cooked salmon. The truth was, Finnex Technologies had moved well beyond fine, but I'd learned to keep our successes private. The fewer people who knew that our AI-driven financial technology platform was revolutionizing Wall Street, the better. Diana laughed, that silvery sound that always preceded her sharpest cuts. Still working from that tiny office in Brooklyn? What do you call it, a startup incubator? Sounds more like a glorified storage unit. That storage unit was actually a calculated cover. While Diana and her Goldman colleagues occupied gleaming offices in Manhattan, my team worked from a deliberately nondescript building. The world's most powerful financial AI system, processing trillions in transactions daily, hidden behind weathered brick walls and unwashed windows. Speaking of Goldman, Diana continued, signaling for more champagne, we just signed a massive deal with some mysterious fintech company. Very hush-hush. Apparently, their AI trading platform is revolutionary. She smirked. Not one of your competitors, obviously. I hid my smile behind my water glass. The mysterious fintech company was mine. After 3 years of development, Finnext had created an AI system that could predict market movements with unprecedented accuracy. Goldman Sachs was just the latest Wall Street giant to quietly partner with us. How's Tom? I asked, changing the subject. Diana's husband worked in private equity, and his firm had recently tried to acquire a stake in Finnext. We'd turned them down, of course, but watching him try to figure out who owned the company had been entertaining. Frustrated, Diana sighed dramatically. Some tech company keeps blocking their acquisitions. He says their AI system spots undervalued companies faster than any human analyst. She gave me a pointed look. That's why you need proper financial training, Sarah. AI can't replace real expertise. If she only knew that her husband's team was consistently losing deals to my AI system. Finnext's algorithms could analyze market patterns, company financials and global trends in milliseconds, identifying opportunities before traditional analysts even opened their spreadsheets. Father cleared his throat, assuming his lecture pose. Sarah, perhaps it's time to be practical. Diana could arrange some interviews. Did you see the Wilson merger collapsed? Diana interrupted, eyes gleaming. Another tech bubble bursting. So many startups failing. The threat was clear in her voice. Give up now, come work under me, avoid the inevitable failure. I checked my phone discreetly. A notification from our COO. Goldman integration proceeding ahead of schedule. Their CEO requests dinner meeting with our CEO. Priority level, urgent. Diana caught the motion. Still can't afford an Apple Watch? I have my old one somewhere. Before I could respond, the restaurant's atmosphere shifted. Marcus Chin, Goldman's newly appointed CEO, had just walked in with his executive team. Diana straightened immediately, professional smile in place. This was her moment, the new junior VP greeting the big boss. But Marcus wasn't looking at Diana. His eyes scanned the room and locked onto me. I'd avoided the last 3 board meetings, sending my CFO instead, but there was no hiding now. "Sarah," he called out, striding toward our table. "I've been trying to reach you all week." Diana's champagne glass froze halfway to her lips. Mother and father looked confused. The perfect family dinner was about to become considerably less perfect. "Marcus," I nodded, standing to greet him. We'd worked closely together when he was Goldman's head of innovation, before he became CEO. He'd been one of the first to recognize FinNext's potential. "Still keeping the low profile, I see," he smiled, then noticed my family. Sorry to interrupt. Just wanted to confirm our board meeting next week. The integration teams need your final approval on the AI architecture." Diana's champagne glass slipped slightly. "Board meeting?" Marcus looked surprised. "Of course. As FinNext's CEO and majority shareholder, Sarah's approval is required for any major system integration, especially one of this scale." The crystal glass shattered as it hit the table, sending champagne and shards across Diana's perfect white dress. Her face went through a remarkable series of expressions: confusion, disbelief, shock, and finally dawning comprehension. "So," she whispered, "FinNext? The company that's buying up half of Wall Street." Mother's fork clattered onto her plate. Father's usual composure cracked. The perfect family dinner had just imploded spectacularly. Marcus seemed to realize he'd stepped into something complicated. "I should let you get back to your family dinner. Sarah, my office tomorrow. The acquisition team needs to finalize the details." "Acquisition?" Diana's voice had risen an octave. "What acquisition?" I smiled at Marcus. "I'll have my CFO call you." Then I turned to my sister, whose perfect world was visibly crumbling. "Oh, didn't I mention? FinNext is acquiring a controlling interest in several investment banks, including Goldman's trading division. I believe that puts me somewhere above junior VP." The silence that descended over the table was absolute. Even the chandelier's gentle tinkling seemed muted. 3 years of condescension, mockery, and helpful career advice were suddenly being re-evaluated in stunning clarity. The next few moments unfolded like a slow-motion car crash. Diana's perfect composure shattered along with her champagne glass, drops of expensive Krug Grande Cuvée seeping into her white Chanel dress. Mother's carefully maintained social mask cracked, revealing raw shock underneath. Father's face cycled through 50 shades of disbelief. "Marcus," I said calmly, "perhaps we could move tomorrow's meeting to 10 a.m.? I'd like to review the integration protocols personally before the board presentation." Goldman's CEO nodded, still oblivious to the family drama he'd unleashed. "Of course. I'll have the team prepare the detailed acquisition timeline. The street's already buzzing about who's behind FinNext's buying spree." Diana found her voice, though it trembled slightly. "Acquisition timeline? Sarah, what is he talking about?" I dabbed my lips with the linen napkin, taking my time. 3 years of their condescension deserved a moment of carefully measured revenge. FinNext Technologies is acquiring controlling interests in several major financial institutions. Goldman's trading division is just the latest. But that's impossible," Diana stuttered. "FinNext is worth $47 billion as of this morning's valuation," Marcus supplied helpfully. "Though that's likely to increase once the acquisitions become public." He checked his Patek Philippe watch. "Speaking of which, Sarah, the SEC filing goes live at midnight. Your PR team wanted me to remind you." Mother's hand flew to her pearls, her classic tell for extreme distress. $47 billion? But you work in that horrible little office in Brooklyn." "A deliberate choice," I explained, signaling the waiter for coffee. "The best innovations often come from unexpected places." Something Diana reminded me of regularly. Father leaned forward, his investment banker brain finally engaging. All those mysterious market movements over the past year. The hedge fund closures. The unprecedented trading patterns. "All FinNext," I confirmed. "Our AI system has transformed financial trading. While traditional analysts were building spreadsheets, we were building the future." Diana's professional mask cracked completely. "The AI trading platform everyone's been chasing, that's yours? The system that's been outmaneuvering every major bank. The same system you called a cute little coding project at Christmas." I reminded her. Right before you offered to help me write a proper resume. Marcus, finally sensing the tension, made his excuses. I should join my team. Sarah, looking forward to tomorrow's meeting. Oh, and the private jet is fueled for the London Exchange presentation next week. As he walked away, Diana's world continued to crumble. Private jet? But you drive a Honda. Electric Honda, I corrected. Environmental consciousness is part of FinNext's corporate values. Unlike those Maseratis lined up outside Goldman's offices. Mother found her voice again. Why didn't you tell us? All this time we thought. That I was failing? I set down my coffee cup. That I needed saving? A job at Goldman perhaps? The guest house for when it all collapsed. The waiter appeared with dessert menus. I waved them away. This conversation deserved my full attention. Every family dinner for 3 years, I continued. You've offered help, suggested careers, mourned my wasted potential. Diana sent entry-level job postings. Father offered to speak to some people. And all while my company was revolutionizing global finance. Diana's mascara was slightly smudged. The first time I'd seen her perfectly curated appearance crack in years. The Wilson merger you mentioned earlier? FinNext's AI predicted its failure 3 months ago. We shorted their stock and made $2 billion. Not bad for a cute coding project, right? Father's investment banker facade finally shattered. $2 billion on a single trade? That's what our AI does every day, I finished. While Diana was becoming the youngest junior VP, I was becoming the youngest female CEO of a major financial technology company. Different paths to success, you might say. But why keep it secret? Mother demanded. We're family. Are we? I raised an eyebrow. When I started FinNext, you all treated me like a failure. Diana mocked my ideas at every family dinner. Father suggested I needed psychological help for leaving consulting. You offered the guest house like it was a safety net for an inevitable fall. The truth hung heavy over the white tablecloth and scattered champagne glass shards. They'd never believed in me, so I'd stopped giving them reasons to believe. Tomorrow morning, I continued, the financial world learns that FinNext Technologies is acquiring controlling interests in 3 major investment banks. Our AI system will transform their trading operations. And yes, Diana, that puts me several levels above junior VP. Diana's phone buzzed, probably her Goldman colleagues sharing rumors about tomorrow's announcement. Her face paled as she read the messages. The Brooklyn office, she whispered. All this time. Houses the most advanced financial AI system ever created, I confirmed. While you were mocking my storage unit, we were processing trillion-dollar trading volumes. Sometimes the biggest successes hide in plain sight. Father straightened his tie, his stress tell. Sarah, about those things we said. Save it, I cut him off gently. Success is the best revenge, but it's also the loneliest road. You taught me that even if you didn't mean to. My phone buzzed. The car was waiting outside. I stood, smoothing my simple black dress, the one Diana had called boring earlier. The SEC filing goes public at midnight, I announced. I suggest you all prepare for some media attention. Our PR team will send guidelines for family members' public statements. Family members? Diana's voice cracked. After how we treated you? I paused, looking at my sister, really looking at her. Behind the perfect makeup and designer dress was the girl who'd once been my best friend, before titles and status became her whole world. Family is complicated, I said finally. But so is running a $47 billion company. I've learned to handle both. I dropped my napkin on the table. Though I suggest you update your resume, Diana. The new management structure at Goldman might not have room for another junior VP. Mother's face crumpled. You wouldn't. Actually, I would, I corrected her. Business is business. Something else you taught me. I gestured to the scattered glass on the table. Though perhaps with less dramatic champagne spillage. The maitre d' appeared with my coat, a simple wool piece that probably cost less than Diana's shoes. But it kept me warm on the walk to my terrible little Brooklyn office, where I'd built an empire while they weren't looking. Next month's family dinner might be interesting, I remarked, sliding my arms into the coat sleeves. I hear the guest house has a lovely view of the garden. In case anyone needs to regroup. I left them there, surrounded by scattered crystal and shattered assumptions. Tomorrow the world would know about Finnex Technologies and its mysterious CEO. But tonight I'd given my family something priceless. The realization that success doesn't always wear Cartier or arrive in a Maserati. Sometimes it drives a Honda, works in Brooklyn, and lets you mock it for 3 years, right up until the moment it buys your company. As I stepped into the waiting car, my phone buzzed with a message from Marcus. Board's excited about tomorrow. You're sure about keeping Diana's division? I smiled, thinking of my sister's face when she realized who her new boss really was. Keep her, I typed back. Some lessons are best learned in the family business. After all, success isn't just about proving others wrong. It's about proving yourself right, even when no one's watching. Or especially when they're watching and seeing exactly what they expect to see. Just another failure working in Brooklyn playing entrepreneur. Until the moment the champagne glass shatters and reality finally catches up to perception. The next morning's headlines exploded across Wall Street. Finnex Technologies emerges. The hidden giant behind market's biggest moves. CNBC's ticker scrolled endlessly with speculation about the mysterious CEO who'd built a financial powerhouse in plain sight. My phone hadn't stopped buzzing since midnight. Mother had called 12 times. Father's text messages evolved from anger to bargaining to reluctant respect. But it was Diana's single message that caught my attention. Can we talk? Please. The Goldman Sachs boardroom felt different today. Gone were the patronizing smiles and dismissive glances I'd endured during previous meetings. Now every eye followed me as I walked to the head of the table, my simple black blazer a stark contrast to their bespoke suits. Let's begin with the restructuring plan, I announced, pulling up our AI's latest projections. Division by division. Diana sat at the far end, her perfectly manicured hands trembling slightly as she took notes. Her usual seat of power had been reassigned. The whispers had already started. The junior VP was the new CEO's sister. Every promotion, every achievement now questioned through that lens. Trading division, I continued, watching her flinch. Our AI analysis shows significant redundancies in upper management. Marcus' chin nodded along, but Diana's face went pale. This was her department, her carefully built kingdom. Now her little sister held its fate in her hands. During the lunch break, she cornered me in the executive bathroom, her last refuge of status until today. Was this your plan all along? She demanded, mascara slightly smudged. Build a company in secret just to humiliate me? I washed my hands slowly, remembering all the times she'd done the same while delivering her condescending advice. Not everything is about you, Diana. I built Finnex because I saw the future of finance. Your humiliation was just collateral damage. They're calling me the CEO's sister now, she whispered. 3 years of work reduced to a footnote. Funny, I dried my hands with a paper towel. That's exactly how you made me feel at every family dinner. Back in the boardroom, the restructuring continued. Diana's team presented their quarterly results, all the achievements she'd bragged about at dinner. But against Finnex's AI-driven performance, they looked amateur, almost quaint. Interesting strategy, I commented after her presentation. Very traditional. She recognized the echo of her own words, thrown back at her countless times when she'd dismissed my little tech project. As the day wound down, I found her sitting alone in her office, soon to be reassigned to a Finnex executive. The guest house is still available, I said from the doorway. If you need to regroup. Diana looked up, tear tracks cutting through her perfect makeup. Are you going to fire me? No, I sat down across from her. I'm going to teach you. About AI, about the future of finance, about humility. The same lessons I tried to share 3 years ago when you were too busy mocking my Honda in my Brooklyn office. Why? She whispered. Because you're family, I replied simply. And family is complicated. But so is disrupting global finance. I've learned to handle both. Her desk phone buzzed. Ms. Pierce? Your sister's car is here. Diana blinked. Pie car. Not anymore, I stood up. Company policy. Executives use eco-friendly vehicles. There's a Honda dealer down the street. I hear they're having a sale. As I walked out of Goldman's towering offices, my phone buzzed with another family dinner invitation. Mother had chosen Bernardin again, perhaps hoping familiar ground would smooth over uncomfortable truths. I texted back, "Can't make it. Board meeting at my horrible little office in Brooklyn. Diana will fill you in once she finishes her entry-level AI training course." Sometimes success isn't about the corner office or the executive bathroom. Sometimes it's about watching your sister learn to drive a Honda to her first day of training, in the same building she once called a storage unit. After all, family businesses are about more than just business. They're about family. Even when that family needs a $47 billion wake-up call. And sometimes the best revenge isn't serving it cold, it's serving it with a side of humble pie, garnished with shattered champagne glass and a lesson about judging books by their covers. Or companies by their CEO's watches. The future of finance was never about corner offices and Italian suits. It was about seeing what others couldn't or wouldn't see. Even when those others were family. Especially when they were family.